Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you. At sharp 3, within 4 minutes from now, we shall get started. We give you a bow that it will be a great session and we'll get different insights. GPAT Sniper के लिए कैसे पढ़ना है, क्या पढ़ना है, क्या नहीं पढ़ना है, how much is the importance of GPAT Sniper, all those factors in. So feel free to call up your friends. We shall start sharp at 3 p.m. Thank you. So good afternoon to all of you. We are just waiting for a few of your friends to join in. Meanwhile, we'll just get an idea about what is supposed to be done for GPAT, what is not supposed to be done. With regards to GPAT and NIPER, GPAT 2021 precisely, if we look after, हम लोग के पास GPAT 2021 के लिए approximately November, December and January. So you have around 80 days. We are not considering 13 days which are left of October. 13 days which are left of October, how are they going to be a part of your preparation? Most of you might have your internal exams going on, so you probably might not be able to prepare to that great an extent. At the same time, it might happen that you have your semesters. For few colleges, it will be in November, semester 7. For few of them, it will be in December. So, yes, there are different ways to go ahead, different topics which you need to focus on from here, different subjects which would be of prime importance. If you are someone who is starting with GPAT 2021's preparation now, then how is your method supposed to be different compared to others around? Because you have very little time now and you have a lot to cover upon. So, yes, there are multiple facets which we need to look after. And at the same time, when it comes to GPAT 2021, how much is the cutoff going to differ? Last year for GPAT 2020, the cutoff went to 163 marks. So don't worry, in this entire session for next 45 minutes, we'll talk about the cutoffs of GPAT for the previous years rather than just the cutoff. As we always say, target a rank which would be in top 10, target AIR 01. So we'll speak on those lines as well, that if I want to target a rank within top 10, if I want to target a rank which is AIR 01, how is my preparation supposed to be different? What extra effort am I supposed to take to ensure that I can make it to that particular rank and I can comfortably go ahead? Before starting for the session, a big thanks to Principal Sir Dr. Dinanath Jade Sir and Mr. Vijay Kale as well, since Vijay Sir also helped us to coordinate for the event. So a big thanks to both of you for giving Pharmaelite an opportunity to present on this interesting topic for strategy for GPAD and NIPER preparation. I assure you the next 45 minutes will be a great chance in with regards to your preparation methodology. So yes, let's get started. Throughout the session, if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to put it up in the chat box, students. You can ask your queries in. Let it be with regards to which subject it is supposed to be, or with regards to how are you going to balance your semester studies along with your GPAT studies. Because at the end of the day, your semesters are also going to be important. NIPER has a prerequisite of minimum 6.75 as the pointer. तो अगर आपको नहीं पता होगा then this is just for your information that minimum 6.75 का pointer चाहिए होता है to ensure that you are GPAT qualified. Along with that, you are eligible for writing NIPER exam. I hope these are some basic things which you might be aware about. Let's get started. Post your doubts in the chat box. I'll be taking them up together, parallel, or at the end. All right. I hope the audio is clear and on screen also everything is visible. We are right on the first slide, strategy for GPAT NIPER preparation. So is it clearly audible and is it clearly visible? All right. Let's start. So what is going to be the crush of this session that I've already told you? Thanks a lot, Sham, for confirming it. So we are going to talk about how is our preparation supposed to be different if we want to make it to top 10. In the entire session, I'll be talking about which subject to focus, how to solve paper, how to practice papers, and all those domains as well. Thank you so much, Vijay sir, for confirming it. So before going ahead, just a glimpse, small glimpse about Pharmaelite success story for 2020. So the best rank for Pharmaelite in GPAT was All India rank 08. It was by our classroom student. And the best rank for Pharmaelite for NIPER 2020, जो recently हुआ, was NIPER All India rank 01, which was by the same student, Mr. Deepak Chaudhary. He was NIPER All India rank 02 for MS category. Both are of open category ranks. Even this rank is an open category. NIPER All India rank 18. Other than that, we have got multiple ranks in top 100 in NIPER. You can go through our Instagram page, our YouTube channel, the one on which we are visiting this video. You can just subscribe the channel, press on the bell icon so you get a notification whenever we do any webinars. All right, that was just a small glimpse about Pharmaelite. I'll take you to the मेन इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ आवर सेशन जहाँ पे आज का हमारा पूरा डिस्कशन फोकस रहने वाला है. आपको जो भी क्वेश्चन होंगे फील फ्री टू आस्क. डोंट थिंक दैट ये डाउट इजी है, डिफिकल्ट है, ऐसा कुछ सोचो मत. डाउट डाउट होता है irrespective of what it is. So if you have anything in your mind, if there are any questions in your mind, feel free to ask. Don't keep that thing in your mind that नहीं यार इतनी बेसिक चीजें कैसे पूछूं. No, there is nothing like that. So talking about GPAT, you might be aware GPAT का full form is Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. I don't want to go into all those things. I would just like to tell you that when it comes to GPAT, what is the usual paper pattern? So in case of your GPAT exam, Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test, you have in total 125 questions. ऑलराइट, जीपैट में आपको 125 क्वेश्चंस होंगे. फॉर योर एंटायर पेपर ऑफ जीपैट यू हैव गॉट 3 hours. इन 3 hours मतलब 180 minutes हो गया. In 180 minutes you are supposed to solve 125 questions. If you attempt a question and if it goes correct, you get 4 marks. So every question is worth 4 marks. If you don't attempt a question, आपने question attempt ही नहीं किया, you lose 4 marks. You lose 4 marks. But if you attempt a question and if it goes wrong, I repeat, if you attempt a question and if it goes wrong, you lose 4 plus 1, 5 marks. In total आप 5 marks lose करते हो. So this is known as negative marking. When you attempt a question and if it goes wrong, you lose 5 marks. But when you attempt a question and when it goes correct, you get only 4 marks. This is the concept of negative marking. This is the same way what you had in your JEE, NEET, 12th standard के बाद जब हम medical के लिए entrances लिखते थे, so it's the same negative marking. Just the way you had over there, if you qualify JEE means only then you can write advanced. Same way if you qualify GPAT, only then you can write NIPER exam. If you don't qualify GPAT, आप NIPER की entrance लिख भी नहीं सकते हो. Just for your information, Pharmaelite is a team by NIPERians and ICTians for creating future NIPERians and ICTians. All our pass out students are either going to be a part of NIPER or ICT. That's where we want our students to go, since वहाँ पे placement opportunities बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, learning opportunity, industry exposure are also the best. That's the reason we always target the best for our students. Going ahead with regards to our further line of action. So one prerequisite is that you're supposed to qualify GPAT if you want to write your NIPER exam. Secondly, if you happen to qualify GPAT, अगर आप GPAT qualify कर लेते हो, you get a stipend of 12,400 rupees per month. Yes, 12,400 rupees per month आपको मिलते हैं from Government of India. It's a stipend. You get stipend of 12,400 rupees per month from government. You are eligible to get this stipend only if you are having no KTs during your masters and your attendance is more than 75%. अगर ये दो पैरामीटर रहेंगे then 12,400 रुपए हर महीने गवर्नमेंट आपको देगी for pursuing your post graduation. So yes, one is about number of questions, the total duration available, and what are the advantages and how is it linked to NIPER. Let's go to the next stage. Talking about previous year cutoffs of GPAT. So हम लोग ने कुछ years के range लिए हैं. Right from 2013 to 2017, the cutoff of GPAT has been in the range of 112 to 118. If you observe ahead, 2017 से 2018 पे जब हम आए, cutoff बढ़ गया. GPAT cutoff increased by nearly 21 marks. अगर आप 2019 पे जाओगे तो आप सोचोगे कि सिर्फ 4 मार्क कट ऑफ बढ़ा है, इट्स नॉट अ ग्रेट इंक्रीज एंड ऑल. बट इफ यू गो टू 2020, दिस ईयर, द रीसेंट ईयर, द कट ऑफ अगेन इंक्रीज्ड straight away by 22 marks. So yes, 22 marks is the increase in the cutoff for GPAT. How do you expect 2021's cutoff to increase? There is going to be GPAT 2022 as well. Some of you might write GPAT 2022. Some of you might write GPAT 2023. In all those cases, the cutoff for GPATs are going to shoot. They're not going to be on the lesser side. In that case, the variation in cutoff, what we expect as 2021's GPAT cutoff should be around 180. Marginal increase again in 2022 would be 190. And 2023, we expect it to be 200. So मान लो अगर आपको कोई मेडिकल इमरजेंसी है या पढ़ाई नहीं हुई है, और इफ देयर आर प्रॉब्लम्स एट योर प्लेस, वर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट वी नीड टू इंश्योर, कुछ भी हो जाए मेरे को जीपैट क्वालिफाई तो होना ही है. तो मुझे 180 से 200 मार्क्स के बीच में स्कोर आना ही चाहिए, which means that I should anyhow get at least 45 to 50 questions correct. No, stipend will always be available since it's from Government of India, so we don't expect the amount to decrease. It would be the same. So 45 to 50 questions अगर आपके correct जाते हैं, you ensure that you are GPAT qualified. Now you have a chance of writing NIPER. अगर आप GPAT qualify ही नहीं होते तो आप NIPER की एग्जाम लिख ही नहीं सकते. So don't forget that part of the picture. Going further, ये तो कट ऑफ्स की बात हुई. You might be thinking, sir, आपने first slide में बोला we are supposed to target all India rank 01. Then why are you showing us cut offs? Now let's talk about how are we going to make it to rank 1. If you check the previous year cutoffs for GPAT, अगर आप last 5 साल का GPAT का cutoff देते हो, in that case the one who was the topper had a score between 300 to 360. 300 to 360 was the range of score by All India rank 01 during the GPAT of previous 5 years. So if you want to target a score which will be between 300 to 360, you need to ensure that आपके 90 questions correct जाए GPAT में. I repeat, you need to ensure that आपके 90 questions correct जाए GPAT में. 90 correct questions would mean 90 into 4, your score would be 360 marks. And when your score would be 360 marks, you have a great chance of being in top 10. So there is no question about it. These are just some ranks of GPAT 2020 only. All India rank 01 ka score was 315. Below are all our classroom students. All India rank 08 was score 293. 13 and 19, they were our online test series portal students. 44, 47, 96 and further were our classroom students. Now what I want you to observe, why am I showing you this ranks, is something to observe you. यहाँ पे 7 रैंक का फर्क है. ऑल इंडिया रैंक 01 से ऑल इंडिया रैंक 08 के बीच में the difference in rank was 7 and the difference in their score was 22 marks. The difference in their score was 22 marks. 7 ranks में there was a difference of 22 marks. You might be thinking that 1 mark से इतना कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, but trust me students, in GPAT every single mark can make a difference of around 15 to 20 ranks. You might not be feeling that observant now, but within next 1 minute you will be able to get that clarity. If you observe between All India rank 13 to 19, there's a difference of 6 ranks, but there's a difference of 5 marks. There's a difference of 6 ranks, but there's a difference of 5 marks. Observe, All India rank 19 to 44, the difference is good. The marks difference is less. सिर्फ 7 marks का difference है. Now observe this. Till the time you are in top 100 ranks, it's not a problem. Once you go above 100 ranks, All India rank 328 और 500 के बीच में 172 ranks का difference है. Alright? There's a difference of 172 ranks, but the difference in the marks is only 13. 13 mark के लिए 172 ranks का difference, which ultimately means that one single mark can make a difference of 15 to 20 ranks. That's the reason we say that every single mark counts. So yes, you need to take risk. Most of the students will not take risk thinking that exam में negative marking है, so they might not go to the next level. So keep that thing into the focus. Keep that thing, basic thing into your mind before taking it ahead, so that we can play smartly. So yes, we'll take 3 questions or 5 questions risk. There will be some risk taking involved where we have to ensure that we take into account all the different ways to take it further. Let's go ahead. Talking about different strategy required for GPAT and NIPER. Yes, GPAT is a different exam. NIPER is a different exam. So their preparation methodology will be different. It can't be the same. Talking about GPAT, GPAT has 125 questions while NIPER has 200 questions. GPAT for 125 questions, you have got 3 hours. There is enough time. But in NIPER for 200 questions, you have got only 2 hours. Now observe this. एक तो 75 questions ज़्यादा है NIPER में. GPAT was 125 questions. NIPER was 200 questions. On the other side, GPAT was 3 hours. NIPER में time बढ़ने के बदले NIPER में time कम हो गया है. You're getting only 2 hours. There is decrease by 1 hour when it comes to NIPER preparation in comparison to GPAT. Again, talking about GPAT, GPAT में negative marking. I explained you that 4 plus 1, 5 marks goes in. There will be some superficial questions. So yes, there are few subjects for which while preparing for GPAT, you should prepare in a superficial way. Like I'll tell you, pharmaceutical engineering, clinical pharmacy. You can keep those subjects at the later part and you can study them at the end. There is no need of doing them hardcore fast because there are a lot of questions from clinical pharmacy and all those subjects, But yes, there are few important subjects and there are few important topics which needs to be focused upon when it comes to GPAT preparation. You cannot leave those subjects or those topics. So I'll take you to those important subjects and topics as well. Talking about NIPER, NIPER also has negative marking. NIPER has a lot of basic and application type questions as well. So here is the twist. NIPER would be easy provided you know how to apply concepts. It won't be that theoretical. People will tell you NIPER is very tough and everything. It's not our cup of tea. But trust me, if you know how to prepare for it, then it is easily possible. There is nothing like it's going to be a big challenge. In NIPER, you will have few general knowledge based questions as well. Like if you talk about NIPER 2020, there was a question on COVID, hydroxychloroquine related question was there. Same way, if you talk about NIPER mein you will have some intelligence quotient based questions as well. Intelligence quotient, IQ based questions, like we had in our 7th standard scholarship exams. Yes, they would be that easy as well. 5, comma 8, comma 11. What would be the next number? So you observe between 5 and 8 there is a difference of 3. Between 8 and 11 there is a difference of 3. So what would be this particular number? क्या हो सकता है? What can it be? Any guesses? So yes, it will be 14. Again a difference of 3. So ऐसे easy type के questions भी आते हैं नाइपर में. ऐसा नहीं है that नाइपर is always going to be tough and impossible to crack. Only thing is that you have to be smart on questions which you have to capture. Such questions are the ones where you can't lose. So you have to be smart enough to pick up those questions. There will be a few questions on synonyms, antonyms as well, meanings, opposites. At the same time, there are specific subjects and topics which needs to be dealt in depth. You cannot be superficial on those subjects. You have to go in depth in those particular subjects. So we'll discuss about one by one all of them. Most importantly, with NIPER is going to be the speed. The more you practice, the more you read, the more knowledge you will have, and ultimately the moment you will read a question you will be able to answer it immediately. So speed will depend to a great extent on how much you have practiced. That's one part of the picture. Again, most important factor is what to study and how to study. Everyone has told us that GPAT is 4 years of pharmacy syllabus. It's impossible to crack it, it's impossible to qualify, it's going to be highly difficult to take it through. There are multiple things in your mind which you may be addressing while you are preparing for your GPAT, but that's the main part of it. That's the main part of NIPER as well. If you know that what is the one which is required for GPAT, if we know that how is it going to be important for your NIPER point of view and GPAT point of view. Like when I talk about rheology as a chapter for GPAT NIPER, no one is going to ask me to write formula for Pauling viscometer, Oswald viscometer. I should just know Newtonian fluids के लिए कुछ लगता है, non Newtonian fluids के लिए कोई viscometers लगता है. There is no need of me to buy out those formulas. So you have to be that smart while preparing. What to study and how to study will be the most important factor. Talking about list of NIPER institutes across India, so it's NIPER Mohali followed by NIPER Hyderabad. I'm myself a NIPER Hyderabad alumni. We have a team who is going to be a part of NIPER Mohali, who are already a part of NIPER Mohali, NIPER Ahmedabad, NIPER Raebareli, NIPER Guwahati, NIPER Hajipur, and NIPER Kolkata. Yes, there are different NIPERs around. The ones which are the most leading in placements are these three. Every NIPER has its own pros and cons, but yes, if we are a part of this three, education wise, learning wise, exposure wise, industry placements, industry projects are a lot over here. So you can keep this three as your primary targets. Yes, it keeps varying based on what stream and other departments you are targeting in. Talking about strategies for GPAT preparation. So whenever it comes to any goal setting, कुछ भी goal जो life में achieve करना होता है, it has to be broken down into some small steps. It cannot be that okay, you just woke up today, you are in the mood of doing pharmacology, you are with KD Tripathi. Next day you are in the mood of doing pharmacognosy, you are with Kokate. नहीं चलता है ऐसा. We need to frame things. We need to strategize things. We need to plan things. We need to have a deadline in our mind that by this day, by this month, or by this particular day I'll be finishing my this number of topics or I'll be ending with my this number of subjects. So most important thing in any goal setting or any target to be achieved will be the planning and the strategy involved. Yes, you cannot go haphazard. You have to have the long vision that After 1 month's duration, I'll be done with this much amount of my topics. After 2 months, I'll be done with this much amount of topics. 3 months, I'll be revising. I'll be solving test papers. Most importantly, planning in the right direction is important. सिर्फ hard work नहीं करना. Imagine you are someone who are just reading pharmaceutical engineering in depth. GPAT के लिए pharmaceutical engineering नहीं चाहिए उतना depth में. So most important thing is that plan things in the right direction. Don't go haphazard. And yes, there are few questions which needs to be answered precisely. First and the foremost important question, what to study? पढ़ना क्या है? सबने तो बोल दिया 4 साल का सिलेबस है जीपैट के लिए. इज इट द केस? इज इट दैट एवरीवन स्टडीज 4 years ऑफ सिलेबस? कोई ऐसा है जो 4 साल का सिलेबस पढ़ के टॉप 1 पे आ रहा है, ऑल इंडिया रैंक 01 पे आ रहा है, कि उसने कुछ स्पेसिफिक चीजें पढ़ी है और तो भी उसको आ जा रहा है? मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट नेक्स्टली वुड बी हाउ मच टू स्टडी. तो अभी ये पता चल गया कि रियोलॉजी आता है, जीपैट के लिए करना है, नाइपर के लिए करना है. But is it the case that I have to do a short note on pseudoplastic, thixotropic? Is it the case that I have to buy out at graphs? Is it the case that I have to buy out formulas of viscometers? No. So वो चैप्टर में से भी क्या पढ़ना है, कितना पढ़ना है, is another most important thing. सबसे important thing आती है from where to study. If you are with the wrong reference book, if you feel that ये सब्जेक्ट से इसको पढ़ना है या ये टॉपिक से इसको पढ़ना है, then you are actually in the wrong direction. Because you might be focusing on a subject or a topic which is not required for GPAT, or else you might be studying that particular topic from a reference book which is not that greatly important. So yes, from where to study will stand the most important thing. I don't say that any reference book is good or bad. What stands more important is you to understand that which book you are referring, is it worth for entrance? Indian authors books are excellent when it comes to concepts, when it comes to basics. The amount of learning Indian authors book will give you, hardly any author book will give you. Your primary thing should always be that only, because the amount of learning you get from those books, trust me, they are the best. You cannot get it from any Indian author book as well. So be clear with what you are doing in. At the same time, is it that it's enough from entrance point of view? The answer to that is no. So yes, so when it comes to preparing from entrance point of view, you need to be specific with the reference book you are referring. Suppose rheology हम लोग ने बालन तुली से किया, you will feel that rheology हो गया, I am done, I am ready for GPAT. But the fact of the matter is a lot of concepts are there in Martin which are not there in बालन तुली. And when you are solving your GPAT paper, you get few questions in and you are unable to answer them. And आप सिर्फ ऐसा सोचते हो यार मैंने पूरा रियोलॉजी चैप्टर पढ़ा था, मैं ये क्वेश्चन क्यों आंसर नहीं कर पाया? The fact of the matter was you didn't study it from the right reference book. So yes, be clear with the right reference book. And yes, as we say, by when to study. Deadline is going to be the most important thing. If you don't have deadlines in your mind, then you're going nowhere. So say if you're a GPAT 2021 student, we have new batches going on for 2022, 2023. If I am supposed to be a GPAT 2022 student, मुझे Jan 22 में एग्जाम लिखना है. Jan 22 basically means I have 15 months from now. 15 months में 3 months आप पकड़ लो, आपके इंटरनल्स में सेमेस्टर्स में चले जाएंगे, 3 सेमेस्टर्स आएंगे. You have 12 months left in your hand. From this 12 months, you will have to go for your industrial training for a month after your third year. So you have 11 months. From this 11 months, consider another 1 month for your adventure and all. At the end, you all will need refreshment. So you have 10 months. 10 months में से 1 month will be for your revision, 1 month for paper solving. So I subtract another 2 months. So what you now have is just 8 months. 8 months में GPAT का 4 साल का syllabus पढ़ना है. Let's assume that the amount of chapters what you have to study are around 800. Just a random figure. या तो 240 या तो 480 चैप्टर्स. चलो 480 चैप्टर्स, एक्चुअली वो 800 500 से तो ज़्यादा ही होंगे. लेट्स कंसीडर 480 चैप्टर्स ऐसे हैं जो आपको जीपैट के लिए पढ़ने हैं. आपको 8 मंथ्स में 480 चैप्टर्स पढ़ने हैं. इट मीन्स आपको पर मंथ 60 चैप्टर्स पढ़ने हैं. पर मंथ 60 चैप्टर्स पढ़ने हैं मतलब आपको पर डे जीपैट के लिए 2 चैप्टर पढ़ने हैं. दैट्स हाउ यू विल गेट रेडी इफ यू वांट टू मेक इट टू टॉप 10. अगर सिर्फ क्वालिफाई होना है, ओनली क्वालिफिकेशन इज नॉट अ बिग डील. But you want to make it to top 10 ranks, you have to be calculative at the speed at which you go, and the topics you focus upon and the way you prepare upon. Every parameter will count. I hope I'm able to give you the required knowledge. And these are just previous year paper analysis for GPAT from 2016 to 2020. I just want you all to observe one thing. Chemistry and pharmaceutical chemistry, when I say, I mean everything: inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, sab kuch. And when I talk about pharmacology and APP, I mean our pharmacology of all the semesters and anatomy, pathology, and pathophysiology. Then further, we have taken all the different subjects. If you check for the year 2019, अगर मैं 2019 के ईयर का देखता हूँ, 2019 में जीपैट में केमिस्ट्री फार्मास्यूटिकल केमिस्ट्री में 28 क्वेश्चंस आए थे और फार्माकोलॉजी और एपीपी में से 35 क्वेश्चंस आए थे. 28 plus 35 comes to a total of 63. 63 क्वेश्चंस. टोटल पेपर में क्वेश्चंस कितने होते हैं बोले? 125. 63 questions out of 125 questions were a part of your chemistry, pharmacology, APP and pharmchem. मतलब 50% of GPAT paper was only and only hardcore from these two subjects, chemistry and pharmacology. And the problem is that most of us either hate chemistry or we hate pharmacology. ये दो ऐसे सब्जेक्ट है, अगर आपने बरोबर कर लिए, you're going to have a good go for your GPAT. But if you move onto either of these particular subjects, you might face a problem. So keep one thing in mind. You cannot leave your chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry or your pharmacology and APP. Because this both subjects are going to be important if you want to make it to top 10. If you just want to qualify, then you can leave either of these subjects. It's not going to be a challenge. और अगर कुछ अलग करना है तो आपका प्रिपरेशन मेथोडोलॉजी भी कुछ अलग चाहिए रहेगा. You cannot be superficial on your way to go about. I hope that's clear till here. Talking ahead with regards to subject-wise important things, so your chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, your pharmacology, APP, then next you can go to pharmaceutics. From pharmaceutics, you had around 18 questions in GPAT 2019. PE stands for pharmaceutical engineering. Pharmaceutical engineering से 3 question, 4 question ऐसे questions आ रहे. Then you can go to your pharmacognosy, 10 questions from there. Again, in your 5 also you have a good number of questions which are coming up. So basically, on the basis of question paper analysis, you can shortlist which subject, which topic you want to focus upon, and then accordingly you should go ahead for your preparation. Don't go haphazard, don't go in the wrong direction. Be smart with the way you pick up things. I hope you are getting it. Is this slide clear? Can I go ahead? Any questions, any queries still here? Anyone wants to ask anything? If you want, you can capture this particular slide. It's going to be important. It will help you to get an idea that what is required and what is not required when it comes to your entrance preparation. So based on this particular chart which is being mentioned over here, you can prioritize your subjects to be studied as well. Going ahead, talking further, as we say strategies to be followed, we have different ways of going ahead. I guided you about studying and preparation strategy with subject which focus. We spoke about practicing with regards to test papers. So practicing with regards to test papers will be the most important factor, because once you study in things, you need to check that are you able to apply those concepts or you have just read it from theoretical point of view. Unless and until you are able to apply things what you have read, you will not get a clarity whether you are able to be there in for each and every question which will be apart from it. So when you say practicing with regards to test series, Pharmaelite's test series portal will be having 12,000 plus MCQs by the time you will be done with your GPAT. At the same time, we have 15 full-length test papers. Other than 15 full-length test papers, we have on our website earlier year GPAT's question paper as well. 10 GPAT question papers of previous years. How are you going to practice this? So there is one feature for GPAT which is of flagging. You can flag the questions, जिसको mark for review and next भी बोलते हैं. Most of us are unaware about this. They don't know what this feature means. They don't know whether after marking this and leaving it, does the answer get submitted? Is it taken into account or not? I'll show you this. Most of the people don't know how to use this, but trust me, it can be a very good weapon if you know how to use it smartly. So it will all depend that whether you are doing it in the right manner. At the same time, what would matter the most is how you are practicing your 15 full length test papers. So ये 15 full length test papers practice करने का भी एक methodology है. You should first solve 1 to 5 full length papers. In each paper, keep one habit very clear. That one habit would be, in each paper you will solve 100 questions. Out of 125, 100 questions हम solve करेंगे. It's totally fine even if we go wrong. It's not a challenge. It's totally fine. We are practicing papers. We are here to make mistakes, to analyze where are we going wrong. But develop a habit, develop a mindset that in each paper I'll solve 100 questions. Out of this 100 questions, let's suppose 60 questions go correct and 40 questions go wrong. So out of 125 questions, firstly you attempted only 100 questions. So you left 25 questions. And the 100 questions which you attempted, out of that 40 questions have gone wrong. 25 wrong, sorry, 25 unattempted, 40 wrong, total comes to 65 questions. Before going to 6 to 10 full length papers, ensure that you read about the 65 questions which went wrong. Again, here also solve 100 questions. You are not supposed to come down on that number, but here your target would be to make this 60 into 80. Your 80 questions should go correct. Your 20 questions can go wrong. When I say read about the 65 questions, it doesn't mean that suppose your answer has gone wrong on which among the following is a start codon. अगर start codon में आपका question था और आपने AUG mark किया, आपने कुछ अलग किया, you should not just read that much. You should know what is stop codon. You should know verbal hypothesis. आपको वो जो 65 questions आपके wrong गए या unattempted है, उसके आजू बाजू जितने भी concepts है, you should read everything before going to next paper. And when you solve paper number 11 to 15, consider it as your Gpat paper and solve it. So be smart with your methodology, strategize things that chapter wise chapters, how are you going to take it up and how are you going to practice them. Don't do things just superficially. Don't do things on a vigorous note with regards to banging only on one subject or one specific topic. Be smart, and further with regards to your practice methodology, after that particular stage, the next phase what you have is ways of solving test papers with different mindset. So if you do it with a mindset that every paper I'm going to attempt 100 questions, for sure on the day of GPAT you will attempt 100 questions because you have got used to that. In every question paper you have attempted 100. So on the day of exam, you yourself on your own will be attempting 100 questions. You have got habituated to that. Now, there are different ways of solving MCQs. One way is you mark the correct answers when you are sure. Yes, you know that what you are marking is correct. You mark the correct answers when you are sure. This is the easiest way. Second methodology of solving question paper is elimination method. When I talk about elimination method, I basically means that if there are four options A, B, C, D, I don't know what is the right option. I don't know which is the right answer. But I know one thing that C and D cannot be the answer. So the answer might either be A and B. C and D are surely not the answers. So this is elimination method. And the last way is logical way of solving. When I say logical way of solving, I basically mean that applying some of the other logic. Like if I tell you calculate the child dose for a drug whose adult dose is 600 mg. So you are being given adult dose as 600 mg. You are being said to calculate child dose by Young's formula. You have to do it by Young's formula. Now, Young's formula is something we studied it first year B Pharm or second year B Pharm. Applying Young's formula and arriving onto an answer will be a difficult thing. Most of us won't attempt this because हमको Young's formula याद ही नहीं है. But a smart student will observe all the options. Suppose there are four options: 700, 800, 900, and 300. What do you think is the answer? 700, 800, 900, and 300. What do you think is the answer? Any tries? हमको एक चीज पता है, चाइल्ड डोज हमेशा एडल्ट डोज से कम होता है। ये चारों ऑप्शन में 600 से कम वाला ऑप्शन सिर्फ 300 है, मतलब 300 आंसर है। तो मुझे यंग्स फॉर्मूला नहीं पता था, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता था कि कैसे शूट होगा, but yes, I just knew one logic, that child dose is always less than adult dose, rightly gotten by Shubham and Paras. Great going, Mozam, Alfia. So yes, these are just different ways in wherein you can solve the questions. I was telling you about the feature of mark for review, and next I was telling you about the feature of flagging. So what you should do is, moment you think that you don't know an answer, you should click on mark for review and next. ये जो ये पोर्टल जीपैट के एग्जाम के पोर्टल जैसा ही है, जीपैट का पोर्टल भी आपको सेम दिखेगा. This is Pharmaelite's test series portal. You will have this palette. Moment you will click on mark for review and next, it will become purple. It will become purple. वो particular question पे purple हो जाएगा. What you should do is, while solving paper, जो भी आपको question लगते हैं इस पे ज़्यादा सोचना पड़ेगा, इस पे ज़्यादा टाइम डालना पड़ेगा, वो सबको आप मार्क फॉर रिव्यू एंड नेक्स्ट पे क्लिक करके हाईलाइट करके छोड़ दो. एक बार आपका 1 to 125 क्वेश्चंस हो गया, देन डायरेक्टली क्लिक ऑन द वंस व्हिच यू हैव मेड मार्क फॉर रिव्यू एंड नेक्स्ट. अब यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट होता है. In that particular case, where you have a purple color on multiple questions, moment you click on one of the purple ones, suppose मैंने 15 पे click किया, you mark the answer. After marking the answer, don't click directly on the next purple one, because if you click directly on the next purple one, आपका answer save नहीं होगा. After marking the answer on one question, you are supposed to click on save and next. इस पे क्लिक करने के बाद आप नेक्स्ट पर्पल पे क्लिक करना. अदरवाइज आपको लगेगा मैंने इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट किए थे, बट मेरे क्वेश्चंस अनअटेम्प्ट कैसे हो गए. नो, if you don't click on save and next, your answer doesn't get saved. Now these are the things which students don't know because they don't practice papers online. Dhananjay, in the case where they give us multiple options less than 600, it's obvious you have to apply Young's formula. Again, on Pharmaelite's test series portal, while practicing, you can also get an idea about the amount of time you have put on any single question. So although you have got your answer correct, but you have spent a good amount of time onto that, which means that probably your concepts are not strong, so you need to brush it more. So on our test series portal, you get a detailed analysis of how much time you have taken on an individual question, what was your answer, what is the correct answer, so that you accordingly prepare further in a better way. At the same time, on Pharmaelite's test series portal, you can also compare your result with the topper of the test. So this is rank 1. Rank 1 ने total 118 questions attempt किए थे out of 125. 7 questions उसने unattempt किए थे. 100 questions जो उसने, sorry, 118 questions जो उसने attempt किए थे, उसमें से उसके 100 questions right गए, 18 question उसके wrong गए. Now this is in comparison to your result. मैंने सिर्फ ये पेपर ओपन करके क्लोज कर दिया था, मैंने 2 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे, मेरे वो दोनों क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट गए, मैंने 123 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट ही नहीं किए थे, मेरे को कितना टाइम लगा, मेरा रैंक क्या था, एवरी डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस यू विल गेट. Again, on Pharmaelite's test series portal, moment you click on submit, you can immediately see the results. There is no need of waiting for a long amount of time. So be clear with these all things while preparation. Coming to paper solving strategy is the most important thing. लोग ये बताएंगे कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है, कौन सा टॉपिक पढ़ना है. No one tells about how to go about papers. But we at Pharmaelite believe in working on all the different directions to ensure that we make it to the best. With regards to your inquiries for maybe online admissions, live webinar lectures, or joining our new batch for GPAT preparation, contact on the number which is going on the slider. You can see the number which is going on the slider. For your reference, I have just again typed it in the chat box, so you can go through that particular number. You can reach out to him for test series inquiries and other inquiries as well. Talking about paper solving strategy now, for 125 questions in GPAT, you have 3 hours. You've got 3 hours for your 125 questions in GPAT. You're supposed to solve this entire paper of 3 hours in 3 rounds. Yes, पेपर हम लोग 3 राउंड में सॉल्व करेंगे. व्हाट इज दिस राउंड एंड ऑल, आई विल टेल यू, डोंट वरी. लेट्स कंसीडर 125 क्वेश्चन में से 35 क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं जिसके बारे में मैंने कभी कुछ सुना ही नहीं, पढ़ा ही नहीं, आई डोंट नो इट. So these are your unknown questions जिनको हमको touch नहीं करना है. These unknown questions should not be attempted. इनको छूना नहीं है. We are not going to play with these questions. On the other side, you have 90 questions about which you have heard, to which you can give a try. इन 90 क्वेश्चंस में से 50 क्वेश्चंस ऐसे रहेंगे जो हर कोई सॉल्व कर सकता है. दिस 50 क्वेश्चंस विल बी अ पार्ट ऑफ योर फर्स्ट राउंड. फर्स्ट राउंड में हम सिर्फ वही क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करेंगे जिसके बारे में हम श्योर है. सेकेंड राउंड में हम 40 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करेंगे. ये 40 क्वेश्चंस एक टेंटेटिव नंबर है फॉर दोज क्वेश्चंस विच यू माइट हैव मार्क्ड फॉर रिव्यू एंड नेक्स्ट, फॉर दोज क्वेश्चंस विच यू माइट हैव हाईलाइटेड. इट इज फॉर दोज पर्टिकुलर 40 क्वेश्चंस जहाँ पे सिचुएशन 50-50 होगी ऑफ यू गोइंग राइट और रॉन्ग. लेट्स टेक अ व्यू जहाँ पे आपने 40 क्वेश्चंस पे रिस्क लिया. लेट्स कंसिडर आपने 40 क्वेश्चंस पे चांस लिया. आउट ऑफ दिस 40 क्वेश्चंस, लेट्स सपोज आपके 10 क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट जाते. 10 correct questions would mean 10 into 4 plus 40 marks. On the other side, you have 30 questions. For your 30 questions, for your each and individual question, suppose you are losing -1. So in that particular case, 30 into -1 would mean -30. 30 into -1 would mean -30. So आपके नेगेटिव में 30 मार्क्स जाने वाले. On the other side, your 10 into 4, which will be for your positive one, will be plus 40. So plus 40 minus 30 would come to a net score of plus 10 marks, and we saw initially every single mark can make a difference of 15 to 20 ranks. So 10 marks can make a difference of almost 200 ranks. Further talking ahead again, ये आपका फर्स्ट राउंड था जहाँ पे आपने 35 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे. On the second round, when it comes to your GPAT, you will solve this 40 questions where you consider that there is a risk involved. So 40 questions will be a part of your second round, and third round would be to play with this unknown questions. If you can find the logic, if there is a way around, if you can give it a try. So yes, this is how we are supposed to go for your paper. Let's consider you are going to be this student, the last one, the one at the bottom. आपने 100 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट किए. 100 क्वेश्चन में से आपके 90 करेक्ट गए, 10 क्वेश्चंस रॉन्ग गए. 90 correct questions would mean 90 into 4, which comes to a score of 360 marks. That's one part. 10 wrong गए, so 10 into -1 will mean minus 10 marks. So yes, here are your minus 10. 360 minus 10 comes to a net score of 350 marks. And a score of 350 would eventually mean that your rank will be in top 10. That's how it will go. This is the way further where we need to ensure that we are going to make it the best. We are not letting any chance go anywhere. So yes, this is how you plan it. It doesn't matter that you should not doubt yourself in that can I crack GPAT, qualify कोई भी हो जाएगा. सोचना है तो ये सोचो कि what rank should I target. सोचना है तो ये सोचो कि मैं top 10 में ही हाउ. It doesn't matter कि 11-12 में क्या हुआ था, हमको MBBS नहीं मिला, हम यहाँ पे कैसे आ गए. Those all things don't matter. Everything now depends on your performance. Everything now depends on how are you going to study. So there are different success stories in the past, from being not the greatest of rank holders in your B Farm to getting the best in GPAT. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि B Farm और GPAT का correlation नहीं है, नहीं, it's there. But at the same time, it's a calculative correlation. आपको B Farm में organic chemistry का mechanism पूरा पढ़ना पड़ता है. कौन किस पे अटैक कर रहा है, एनायन कैटायन पे कैसे अटैक कर रहा है, वो सब देखना पड़ता है. But when it comes to GPAT, is anyone asking you to write mechanism? Is anyone asking you to write one-pager mechanism for pharmacology? No, कोई नहीं पूछ रहा है हमें. So in all those cases, your method of preparation for GPAT will be different. Anything and everything is possible, students. It's all about perception. If you believe in yourself that you can do it, if you are ready to put that amount of hard work, trust me, you will be the one who will be writing history for your college by getting All India rank 01. That's what we at Pharmaelite always target, and we did it for NIPER 2020. We had All India rank 01 for NIPER 2020 this year. That's how we want to keep repeating history. That too from a general category, we got it for Pharm MBA. That's all from our side, students. Thanks a lot for your patience listening. I hope it was worth your time for the last 40 minutes or so. We at Pharmaelite are more than thankful to Principal Sir and Kale Sir for giving Pharmaelite an opportunity to present on this topic of GPAT NIPA preparation. We have new batches being starting via live webinars lectures which we are conducting. You can reach out to us onto this particular given number, which I had also typed in the chat box. I'll just highlight over here. Feel free to reach out to us for any of your doubts with regards to test series or live webinar lectures or our branches physical classroom lectures. Results you are already aware about. I hope it was totally worth your time, students. You can feel free to shoot your queries in. So, Christian, with regards to reading KD Tripathi, yes, if you want to make it to top 10, you have to do it. But again, KD Tripathi में से बहुत सी चीजें unrequired है, which is not important when it comes to GPAT. So I always say जितना important ये है पता होना कि GPAT के लिए क्या पढ़ना है, उतना important ये है कि क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. Moment you know that what is not required for GPAT, your method of preparation would vary. You won't go the same way which you usually do the conventional method of preparation for your GPAT. So be smart in your method of preparation. That's how you will be able to differentiate yourself when it will come to the overall preparation methodology. Thank you so much, Vijay sir, for the appreciation. KD Tripathi is good in PharmChem. Focus on classification, drug-based classification, structures which are a part of it. No need to go much for structure activity relationship. Focus on drugs which have active metabolites. That's how it will help you. Cutoffs would always increase, I suppose. I don't see them going down any day. For organic chemistry, as I told you, when it comes to GPAT preparation, study the starting material, study the end product, observe what is the reagent. That's it. Don't go in any other haphazard way. Be smart when you are preparing organic chemistry. No one is going to ask us mechanism or anything. 6.75 CGPA for NIPER is the average of 8 semesters, not in each semester. It's going to be average of entire 8 semesters. Cognosy, again, no need to go into method of cultivation. No one is going to ask us to write a short note on method of cultivation. But yes, you should know what is the starting material for biosynthesis of different drugs over there. You should know family, you should know chemical constituent and their applications. Do specifically organic chemistry name reactions to a good extent. I agree totally there are around 50 to 60 reactions and yes, we need to do all of them. While studying medchem, I consider medchem and pharmacology hand in hand. I don't differentiate between them. So that's how we take it up together. And while taking into account the questionnaire part of it, yes, we expect it to rise in because the major part of your paper plays around medchem, pharmacology, APP, and chemistry. So yes, it should be the case. Geographical source is not required unless and until it's very important or where you need to go in depth. It's not necessary when it comes to GPAT. Any other queries in students? Any suggestions for remembering the various agents in Indian pharmacopoeia? Which agents do you mean, Sham? Pharmaceutics, everything will play an important role, right from your tablets, capsules to suspension emulsions. Everything will have an important role. There's nothing specific when it comes to that. Be ready for all the different dimensions, all the different arenas which can be a part of it. No need to go into the schedule part of it. There is no need of much detailing when it comes to jurisprudence. It's majorly your act, different years, then schedule A to Z, that entire thing. That's it. There is no need of getting into the other directions. Books for analysis for Pavia like spectroscopy and all, I suggest you to refer Pavia for spectroscopy. That would be a better one. UV, IR, NMR, NMR especially from Pavia. For rest, you can refer to any other book as well. Otherwise, it would be preferable to go with Pavia. Anything else, students? Before we end the session, I would just like to tell you different stories in which have been a success story this year. Yes, there were a few students in who started preparing for GPAT late, who were not having much idea about GPAT in. But yes, taking into account things gradually, making them into the flow one by one, from being into a GPAT rank which was in 3,500 or 5,500, they made it to Niper rank which was 366. They made it to Niper rank which was in 96, 96 as the Niper rank, and her GPAT rank was 5,000 or something. So a journey from 5,500 in GPAT to 96 rank in Niper, that too all India rank, not the categorical rank. So yes, there has been stories where people have changed it. So you should actually focus on it when it comes to your entrance preparations parallel. Cosmetics I don't focus much upon, but yes, you should keep an eye on farm engineering and statics to some extent. Nomenclature is something you can get an idea based on the structure of the drug. You should just know the heterocycling ring which is a part of it, and that's how you can be more specific. Industrial pharmacy is classification of different antioxidant suspensions, emulsifying agents. You need to make a mnemonic and you need to do them all. We cannot be specific over there. So you have to tap onto all the different domains over there parallelly. Medchem, GPAT, no one is going to ask us to draw structures, Rashmi, but yes, you need to know which structure has which heterocyclic ring. Even if you don't know things specifically, it's totally fine. There is no problem in that. But you should just remember कि वो drug में at least structure क्या था? What was that ring which was a part of that particular structure? Well, someone was asking why I'm not doing job and why I'm into this and why did I left Cipla or all those things. And so I'm into industry parallel. This is not the only thing I do, and I'm just 24. Enjoy what I do, especially when it comes to students giving that idea where things have to go in detail, which we lacked, but you guys have people to guide in around. So it's going to be a great chance and fun, all of you. Wherever questions are there where there is a kind of interaction between the two options where you feel that they are closely related, most of them will leave that thinking that I might go wrong over here because ये दो में से मुझे कोई भी आंसर सही लग रहा है, ऐसा स्पेसिफिक नहीं है कि यही सही है या यही गलत है. In such cases 90% of us won't attempt those questions as Sayed just discussed it, but on the other side 10% of us would take a risk over there. And trust me, you should take a risk over there because the situation is 50-50. Either you will go wrong or you will go correct. वहाँ पे दो ही ऑप्शन में तुम कंफ्यूज हो, तुम तीन चार ऑप्शंस में कंफ्यूज नहीं हो. एंड उसमें अराइव करने के टाइम यू हैव टू थिंक कॉन्सेप्चुअली फ्रॉम ऑल द डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. यू कैन नॉट जस्ट स्टे स्टक इन वन लाइन ओनली. आपको हर एक एंगल से सोचना पड़ेगा. Any other queries, students? Yeah, you should know what is the rings in the cognosy drug as well. Chemical structure of those drugs has which heterocyclic ring. Just to give a brief overview about everything together, keep an eye on organic chemistry, right from its nomenclature to its basics like inductive effect, electronegativity, what we did in periodic table in 12th standard, and all those stuffs in, because parallelly they are important for entrance. Next important thing which is required for GPAT would be your medicinal chemistry hand in hand with your pharmacology. So keep organic chemistry, pharmacology, pharm chemistry, and medicinal chemistry hand in hand with each other. Just don't just don't stay stuck on one subject or one topic. NIPER or ICT, it totally depends what you want to do ahead. NIPER or ICT would totally differentiate whether you want to get into a job, whether you want to get into a PhD further, whether you are planning for your PhD in India or abroad, which stream you are planning your PhD. Is it pharmaceutics? Is it biotech? What is it going to be? So it totally stays variable in. If you are looking for placements, good amount of packages to start with, in that case, you should target Naiper Mohali, which would be the best to start with. If you want to rank within 300 in GPAT, a safe rank within 300, target a score of 250 plus. You can go through this video. This video will be available on the channel. You can just go through it anytime you want so that you will have that idea again about how to go for different things. And so, yes, don't worry. Feel free to reach out to Pharmaelite for all your queries. We are based at Thane and the other in Mumbai with our branches. Contact number is already shared. Our success stories are already known to you. All India rank 01 for Niper Farm MBA for general category and All India rank 02 for MS. So yes, we have performed to our best. We have proved it with our efforts and along with our students' hard work, basically. That's how we want to keep guiding and we want to ensure that you all reach your destined goals. If you want an idea about any of the previous recorded lectures or any of the demo videos, feel free to reach out onto the number being mentioned. Along with if you want to get an idea about test series and all, again you can reach out to him. All the best for a bright future. Don't worry, things are very much possible. Only thing is that keep focus, be clear with what you want, and then accordingly plan things ahead. All the best, students. Have a great future and be careful. Stay home, stay safe, study smart. Thank you so much, everyone.